All right, this is Zubair on behalf of V Electronics, and in this video, we'll be talking about productivity and the natural rate of unemployment. Okay, so again, this is productivity, and productivity has to do with how productive an employee might be. Okay, the more productive the employee, the higher the marginal benefit to the company or the employer. And the reason for this is because obviously, when the employee is more productive, because of his or her skill set, let's say because of his or her education, because of a machine, if the employee is working on a machine, because of the work environment, okay, so on and so forth. So in that case, what's going to end up happening is, okay, the productivity goes up, okay, and the wages will go up as well. Okay, and as wages go up, your natural rate of unemployment goes down. So unemployment goes down. Okay, now another factor that may impact productivity is higher wages. Okay, so the higher the wages, okay, the uh, more productive the employee might be because obviously the employee is scared of losing his or her job that pays him so well. So in that case, what's going to end up happening is, okay, the higher the wages, okay, the higher the wages, the more productive the employee. All right. Now, apart from that, okay, let's look at a graph over here. Okay, and this has to do with productivity and unemployment. Okay, now say for example, this is your demand and this is your supply, and this is your equilibrium over here. All right, and let's assume, okay, that the demand for labor is going up because of productivity. So this becomes D1 over here. This becomes D2, so on and so forth. So this is D1, okay, and this is D2. All right, so obviously there's a shift of the demand curve to the right. And with each shift, okay, the employees are getting paid more. Okay, their wages go up. So this will be W2, okay, which is more than W1, which is more than W0. All right. So with each shift of the curve, with every time the curve shifts, okay, every time the curve shifts, it will impact the wages of the employee. The wages will go up. All right. Now, there comes a point where the wages keep going up, but then all of a sudden the productivity stops. Okay, maybe because the machine is no longer efficient. Okay, maybe the machine is no longer efficient. So machine efficiency goes down. Okay, and productivity goes down. And the reason why machine efficiency may go down is because obviously every machine has longevity, has a lifetime capability. All right. So when it comes to your longevity, if the machine's longevity has been reached or the maximum capacity of the machine has been reached, when we talk about number of units produced or number of workers working on the machine, in that case, the machine will no longer be efficient. So the efficiency will go down. And because this efficiency goes down, what's going to end up happening is the demand, okay, will stay at this level over here. It may even fall down depending on how efficient the machine is. All right, or how efficient the worker is. All right. So in that case, okay, what's going to end up happening is because okay, the wages have been going up for a while, okay, and let's say there is no contract in place where the contract dictates a certain fixed wage, and you don't have any labor unions opposing the wages going up. Okay, so in that case, what's going to end up happening is the wages will keep going up based on the trend, and they will reach W3 over here. The problem with this is The employer at this point expects the demand to go up as well, and the employee to bring in more revenue into the company based on his or her productivity. But because the employee is not productive, is no longer productive enough to bring in more revenue, the marginal benefit to the company is low. The marginal benefit of hiring or keeping the employee is low. Not to mention the marginal benefit, okay, in terms of the machine is low as well. Okay, the machinery is not producing as many units as it should. Okay, as a result of which the demand for both the worker and the machine is down. Okay, however, the wages keep going up. All right, so the wages keep going up as a result of which you have W3 over here. And because the wages have gone up and the demand has not gone up, okay, because the demand has stayed at D2, okay, what's going to end up happening is there will be unemployment. And the unemployment would be what the employer is willing to pay for a certain amount of labor and what the workers are willing to supply. Okay. So we're talking about job openings versus, okay, the amount of workers available for employment. Okay. So you have QL. This is the amount of workers available for employment, amount of workers that are willing to work. And this would be your QS. Okay. So this has to do with, okay, this has to do with demand, so job openings, and this has to do with QS, so this has to do with the amount of workers who are willing to supply labor. And because the amount of workers who are willing to supply labor is more than the amount of workers who are required by the employer for whatever reason, because of low productivity, okay, because of low profits, because of low revenue, okay, what's going to end up happening is there will be unemployment. Okay, and the difference between the supply and demand, the supply of workers and the demand for workers in terms of job openings will be your unemployment rate, your natural rate of unemployment. All right, so that's it for this video. This is Obey. Have yourself a great day.